Hey Sri Lanka, welcome to another episode of Pulse Talks. Today we are in conversation with a very interesting gentleman representing a very interesting cause. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Devapura from the CCC Foundation. Hi sir, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you Anusha, nice to be here.
Thank you. So let's begin with talking about the 1333 Bikeathon, which is why we are here today. Okay. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the Bikeathon is an awareness campaign to promote 1333, which is the phone line, for CCC line, which is telephone counseling service, to help people get through their difficulties. We find that in Sri Lanka, we hear about suicide rate being quite high. In fact, Sri Lanka is probably in the top 10 for suicides around the world. So we started CCC line in 2009, in December, to try and encourage people to come out of the shadows, we call it, and talk about their problems with a telephone counsellor. So the Bikeathon is mainly to create that awareness. We ride around all of Sri Lanka, and we've been doing this for the last 5 years now. This is the 5th year. And we get heaps of results in terms of people finding out, that we're here and calling us.
That sounds quite amazing.
Yes.
Tell me what it has been like over the past 5 years organizing an event like this and creating awareness in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Look, it's always a bit of a challenge at the start, but we have, as you can see from behind on our board, we have a lot of people sponsoring us and supporting us. So we have some major partners that help us to, do the accommodation and the logistics and so on and so forth, and create awareness, like you guys as well. And so it's a collaborative approach and an effort to try and get all the riders. This year we've got about 27, 28 full-time riders traveling with us all the way throughout Sri Lanka, and probably another 10 or 15 part-time riders as well. So all in all, there's probably about a 50-plus crew that we go through and create awareness. Yeah.
That sounds great. Mr. Kumar Sankara is part of the campaign this time.
He's our ambassador, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So let's talk about why you chose him and how he's helping all out this year.
Actually, I met Kumar in Brisbane, in Australia. I live in Melbourne, and I was just talking to him about the cause. And Kumar is a great spokesperson for a lot of causes, and he showed some interest. And I asked him, please come on board and support us. And he's been supporting us for the last, I can't even remember how many years, but for a long time. Because apart from the CCC line, which is the telephone counselling service, we also have another project called CCC House, which is for cancer outpatients at the Maharagama Cancer Hospital. So he supports us all the way through.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So let's deep dive into the CCC Foundation a little bit more.
Yes.
Tell us the difference between the two. You have two foundations under your arm right now.
No, CCC Foundation is the parent foundation.
Yeah.
We have two projects, which is the CCC House, which is the cancer transit home I was telling you about at Maharagama. So that's mainly for outpatients, after their treatment, whether it be chemo or radiation. They come from faraway places, and they don't know anyone in Colombo, and they don't have a place to stay. So many years ago, when I first went to the cancer hospital, I would see kids and parents on the floors and the corridors, sleeping under beds. So what we did was we raised funds and worked with the Ministry of Health, and today we have a 194-bed cancer transit home. We raised over 160 million rupees to build it.
Yeah,
so it's been running. Thank you. It's been running for last 5 years, more than 5 years now. So that's our CCC House, and CCC line is our telephone counselling service.
All right.
Yeah.
And this year we are focusing on a few more aspects with the Bikeathon you were telling me earlier. Let's talk about that.
Yes, well, the Bikeathon is always good. We try and go to different places every year. We go up north. We go all the way from Chilau to Dambulla to Kilinochchi, Mullaitivu, and all the way down south, back to Colombo. But one of the other things that CCC line is finding is that the people that call us, and the majority of the calls are about relationship issues, being lonely, economic problems. And yes, there's mental illness and other things as well, but really it's day-to-day issues that everyone goes through. You and I go through these things. And what we're finding is that people are because the stigma attached not just to mental illness but also social issues, people are too scared to talk about it. You know, they hide things, and as you know, when you keep things in your heart, it festers, and it just escalates to bigger things. So we've launched a program called Let's Talk. Api Katha Karanu, right? Let's Talk is really about getting people within the community to rely on their own network. So it's about training people to talk and listen, which sounds very basic, but you know, I don't think in school we get to really understand how to talk and listen, especially when we're in trouble, especially when we are sad, you know. So it's a program we're trialing in a couple of schools, 3 schools, and we're also working with the Ministry of Education. The Minister of Education himself is put a team together to work with us to try and trial this at a school, and we are hoping for good things.
That sounds incredible. I think it's very important in Sri Lanka to start from a grassroots level, talking about mental illness and breaking that stigma.
Yes.
All right. What has it been like for over the years? What has the improvement? Is there a significant improvement that you see in the societies that you visit, where people are talking more and people are creating more awareness? Yeah,
I think it's still early days, but I think more and more people are coming out of the shadows and talking about their issues. They're feeling more confident, more comfortable to do that. But it comes down to, you know, end of the day, how people look at these issues. Now, we know that, you know, we can talk about our back pain and a knee pain very easily, you know, and we complain about our pains and aches, but we don't complain too much about our mental well-being or mental illness. So we want people to complain.
We should be complaining.
We want people to come out of the woodworks and talk about, and you know, complain as much as you want. It's great, you know, because, you know, problem shared is problem half, right? So that old adage, and I think things are improving. Definitely the suicide rate is coming down, but you know what? It's still too high. It's still, you know, even the life of one person is too high, because, you know, suicide is, you know, we say he or she committed suicide, but, you know, life, people don't commit to die. People want to live, you know, people want to be happy, want to live, but we say they're committed suicide. What they do is their situation is so difficult for them to handle, you know, so stressful, they lots of sadness and anxiety, and they can't see a way out. So suicide just happens to be that, you know, path they take. But, you know, if we can open up and make people feel comfortable to talk, you know, global compassion, you know, I think people will do that, and people will come out of the woodworks. Definitely.
Well, I personally think it's quite incredible, all of the work that you have done so far.
Thank you.
Let's tell Sri Lanka when and where we can see the 1333 Bikeathon starting off from.
Yeah, so we are going to start the Bikeathon on the 29th of August at Independence Square. We are going to, all the bike riders will meet there at 6 in the morning and take off at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So Kumar Sankara is going to join us as well. He's going to join the first leg, which is from Colombo to Chilao. And so come to Independence Square at 6 o'clock or even 6:30. We'll have some breakfast for them as well. So bring your friends and yeah, join us.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us today. I wish you all the very best with the future plans that you have.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
And we are right now with Matthew, one of the international bike riders for 1333 Bikeathon, all the way from Melbourne. Hi Matthew, how's it going?
Very well, thank you very much. How about yourself?
I'm great as well. So tell us, how did you hear about 1333 Bikeathon?
Well, it's sort of a bit a family affair. I kind of got pulled along this ride, but it's something I'm very passionate about. I actually lost my cousin to suicide last year in Melbourne.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's something I'm very, very highly passionate about. Just by coincidence that my wife, who I married only 5 months ago, has done this ride 2 times before. And yeah, just something that in my small way I can give back, promote the awareness of what's going on in people's hearts. And yeah, hopefully they can build courage, compassion and commitment to, you know, just to talk about it.
Sounds great. Tell me what you think about what the CCC Foundation is doing for Sri Lanka for all of these years.
Look, whether it's Sri Lanka, Australia, Afghanistan, you know, we're all people. We all have heavy hearts, I think, at times. Life can go up and down. It's not always smooth sailing, so Sri Lanka is my heritage. Yes, I was born in Australia, but both my parents are Sri Lankan, so I'm very proud to be here. And I think that wherever we, this is just the early day platform. I think we can take this far beyond Sri Lanka. But yeah, let's get the system right first in Sri Lanka, and let's make some people happy.
Definitely. And what do you hope to expect? This is your first time riding.
Yes.
All right. What do you hope to expect on the 29th of August?
A lot of sweat, I think. A bit different climate to Melbourne, I've heard. Yeah, no, so I think the feeling that I get already is a wonderful community, and I think it just embodies what we need to do as a society in Sri Lanka. You know, really rally behind one another. We need to support one another, talk about it openly, and so far that's all I'm feeling. So at the moment is just everyone is just coming together like a big family, and yeah, I just feel this real sense of community along this ride, and yeah, looking forward to each day. Yeah.
All the very best with the ride, Matthew. Let's go to Sri Lanka. Be there. Support you guys.
Yes, come watch us in the morning, and yeah, cheer us along. It'll be good. I hate cardio, so I don't know. 1,300 kilometres on a bike is not really my cup of tea. But if I can do it, please come along and support us. I need every bit of encouragement I can get.
All right. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.